Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, August 19th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with legal news. Cash Wheeler, real name Daniel Wheeler, was arrested and arraigned yesterday in Orlando, Florida after turning himself in on charges of third-degree felony aggravated assault with a firearm in connection with an apparent road rage incident that occurred on July 27th, as was first reported yesterday in the Orlando Sentinel. Wheeler was booked in circuit court and was being held by the Orange County Department of Corrections. His bond was set at $2,500. The initial warrant for Wheeler's arrest was issued on July 28th, with Wheeler filing a plea of not guilty on August 3rd through his attorney. During the arraignment, the prosecutor alleged that Wheeler brandished a gun during the incident, which was also noted in the police report. Wheeler's defense attorney maintained Wheeler did not know the other individuals involved in the incident. If convicted, Wheeler faces up to 5 years in prison and a maximum fine of $5,000. Wheeler was ordered to surrender any firearms in his possession within 12 hours of being released, although he was not given any travel restrictions, such as passport confiscation, which would have prevented him from traveling to the United Kingdom later this month for All In, where he and Dax Harwood are scheduled to defend the AEW World Tag Team Championship against the Young Bucks. WWE presented Smackdown last night live on Fox from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. In the main event, Edge defeated Sheamus in their first one-on-one match, scoring the pin after a spear. The two embraced in the ring after the match to close the show. The match was the last on Edge's current WWE contract, and after SmackDown went off the air, he thanked the fans and addressed his future.
I don't know what the future holds. I really don't. I got to sit home this week, lick my wounds, talk to my family, and see what they want me to do. But what I can say, Toronto, is thank you.
The opening match of the show featured Austin Theory pinning LA Knight with a handful of tights, and thanks in part to outside interference from The Miz to be named number one contender to the United States Championship he just lost to Rey Mysterio on last week's episode. Also on the show, Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair teamed to defeat WWE Women's Champion Io Sky and her Damage Control partner Bayley. During a backstage promo segment afterward, Damage Control attacked Belair with a steel chair.
Oh God, that's Bianca's bad leg! No! Get another premeditated attack by Damage Control on the already injured leg of Bianca Belair.
In other results, the Street Profits defeated the OC. Bobby Lashley came out to celebrate with the Street Profits after their win. Also last night, AEW presented a taped edition of Rampage on TNT featuring matches recorded last Wednesday night at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. In the main event, AEW World Women's Champion Hikaru Shida and Sky Blue defeated Toni Storm and Ruby Soho. The Outcasts attacked Shida and Blue after the match, with Britt Baker running in to make the save, leading to a pull-apart brawl.
Yeah, we are sending the security detail to try to separate these four women. They have to save it for Wembley Stadium. They have to save it for All In London. The biggest night in AEW, the biggest night in professional wrestling. We are just 9 days away from it.
I say stay out of their way. Let them go for it. And that's what the fans are saying as well. Let them fight.
Who will leave Wembley Stadium as AEW Women's World Champion? Will it be Saraya? Will it be Toni Storm? Will it be Dr. Britt Baker, DMD? Or will it be Hikaru Shida?
Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Aussie Open made an appearance in a non-title match, beating Brother Zay and Ethan Page. In other results, Rey Fenix defeated Commander, and Sammy Guevara beat John Cruz. CMLL held their weekly Friday night show in their home building of Arena, Mexico last night for a themed event titled Grand Prix Internacional 2023. The main event consisted of a 16-man Torneo Cibernetico elimination match. It featured Team International of Adrian Quest, Balian Aki, Francesco Akira, Hiromu Takahashi, Kushida, Rocky Romero, Samurai Del Sol, and TJP, taking on Team Mexico's Angel de Oro, Averno, Dragon Rojo Jr., Mascara Dorada 2.0, Místico, Templario, Ultimo Guerrero, and Volador Jr. Místico ended up being the lone survivor, eliminating Kushida and then Hiromu Takahashi to win the match. Many of the same workers have begun to head north to Philadelphia to work tonight's New Japan Pro Wrestling All-Star Junior Festival. Also on last night's show, Soberano Jr. defeated Stuka Jr. 2-1. Magnus and Ruggiero retained the Mexican National Tag Team Championship with a win over Akuma and Espanto Jr. And in the opener, Ayudaz, Guerrero Maya Jr. and Hombre Bala Jr. defeated Defunto, Felino Jr. and Sangre Imperial. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.